I'm setokiaba.
I'm xenosysnc.
Yep.
I'm aprebs.
And we are doing a co-op FF6 and... Wait, you have the wrong game up. That's not Final Fantasy 6.
Oh, sorry about that.
Okay.
Oh, were we playing the same seed?
Oh, you know, we'll run with it.
Oh, okay, yeah, no,
so,
this will be fine.
So Xeno is playing Link to the Past. I'm playing Final Fantasy 6. We're doing randomizers, but not only are our items randomized within our games, they are randomized across both of our games. So I might find the hook shot for Link to the Past somewhere in my game. He might find the character Shadow in his game somewhere. It is connected via a server with a client that will be, every time we open something up, the client will update and tell us what we sent to the other person. And I think that's a good enough introduction, right?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, and so we'll get started in 1 second. We had 2 donation incentives. The first one was met, which is that after we finish, Xeno will do a showcase of beating Ganon, the final boss, without the silver arrows, which is a lot harder than if you have the silver arrows. And then we have another incentive for FF6 that is still open, that when met, I will have to change my menu to this abomination and keep it there the entire game, and afterwards gouge my eyes out. So, feel free to donate at any point in the run. If that's met, they'll let me know, and we'll swap over to it.
Yep. By the way, that incentive is currently at $135 out of $500 required.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else?
I think we're good.
All right, so let's count down. 3, 2, 1, go.
Luck.
Alrighty. So we're getting started here. Seto playing Final Fantasy VI. He's got his team Mog, Realm, Setzer, and Celeste. Worlds Collide is a open world randomizer. Seto's going to have access to the whole map, and what he's trying to do in order to get to the end game is he has 8 objectives that are available to him. He has to complete 6 of these. That is going to be unlocking 3 specific characters, 3 specific espers as well, and then he also has to try to get 15 bosses, defeat 15 bosses, and 21 checks. So he has to get at least 6 of those. Meanwhile,
I found Cal.
Yeah. They're nice. Meanwhile, Xeno is going through his Link to the Past randomizer, and he is just trying to get to the end game by getting those 7 crystals. So right now, we're going to see our 2 runners. They're going to be focusing on just grabbing as many chests as possible while completing some of their own objectives that they need to get through to help each other out and unlock things for each other.
And real quick, I believe on the stream you can see a list of the items we're getting, because unfortunately with these games, they don't render correctly, so you just see Archipelago item when I get a Link to the Past item. So take a look at the bottom of the stream, and it'll actually show what we're getting and sending to each other.
Yeah, that's important. Our runners are going to be keeping like one eye on their game and one eye on that list, so that they can be aware without having to say it out loud and communicate to each other what they're getting from each other. But yeah, this is very common for these runs to sort of see just a lot of looting as much as possible right at the beginning. I myself run the Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide randomizer a lot, and this is very typical of a beginning one of those runs where you're just going mad crazy trying to get as much chests as possible. Now, Seto does have Treasure Sanity turned on as well, which completely randomizes all the chests in the game. This is not only to help out with making sure that he can get stuff for Xeno and his game, but also it just means that he might end up getting some pretty OP items at any point in the run, which hopefully will make things a lot easier for him.
Yeah, so I just peeked at the Lumberjack, and in this game, in Link to the Past, whenever there's something that's for a different game, instead of showing up as the item, it just shows up as a star. So I know that whatever's on there is in Seto's game, so I can't really ignore it. It could be anything.
Yeah, and that changes how we play these games compared to if we were speedrunning them on their own, because every chest is vital. When I sit there and I play FF6, there are certain chests that are far out of the way that I normally don't go and get, but since they could have an item that's very important to Xeno, I have to check everything, and that changes my initial routing compared to how I normally play. I got you another bottle.
Got like 1,000 bottles over there.
Yeah.
Bottles for days, man.
Nice. Now, what Xeno did, he pointed out there that he was able to peek that item in that cave there. That's an item that typically might be a little out of the way. But as he mentioned, this is an item that he knows is going to be for Seto's run, so he knows that I'm going to have to make time for that at some point instead of skipping it, which I might normally do if it's something that isn't helpful for me.
Have we got time for a donation or two?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. The Schwantz27 donates $25 with the message, "Good luck with the run, Seto and Xeno. Here's some cash toward making everyone's eyes bleed for Worlds Collide, the best rando community on the planet. Thanks again for showcasing our awesome game."
We'll just buy them. So what I'm doing here is I'm buying some bombs. The reason why I went south first was because I wanted a little bit of money to buy some bombs.
Bombs are very important for early game for Link to the Past. They open up a lot of chests.
Yeah, otherwise I would be coming back here to open, I believe it's 4 different checks that I can't get to without bombs.
Now, one thing you're gonna notice pretty early is that Seto's run is gonna be a lot more open.
Nice.
For Worlds Collide,
Ooh, nice.
the checks that are available are based on the characters that are in the party. Whereas for Link to the Past, a lot more of these checks are going to be item gated. So that is another important factor to this cooperative endeavor here, is that Seto's going to be trying as much as possible, as he mentioned, to maybe even go out of the way for some of those chests that he'd normally ignore in solo runs, because that'll make Xeno's life a lot easier, since it's some of these dungeons are locked behind specific items, and he won't be able to get to those chests to help Seto out without those items.
Like this one here, this is very far out of the way, and we never go for this one in a normal speed run, but hopefully we find something useful for you.
Yeah.
That's right.
Alright, so one of the first places that you generally go in a Link to the Past seed is into Kakariko, because there are about 1 billion checks in here. I think it's 13 maybe. And a lot of check density is kind of what you want to focus on in the beginning, so you can kind of baseline of where you need to go from there.
Yeah, and I'm in South Figaro, which is very similar. It's normally the first place runners go to an FF6 because high chest density for the same reason. And you'll actually see me in a minute go to South Figaro in the World of Ruin. So do you want to explain the whole Worlds Collide part of Worlds Collide?
Definitely, yeah. So as I mentioned before, it's open world, so the whole map is open to you, and you can actually swap between the World of Balance and the World of Ruin at will by going to the airship and choosing that option. In this case, in this instance, South Figaro, all the chests that are available within South Figaro, they are reset between both World of Ruin and World of Balance. So you can get all the chests in World of Balance, swap over to World of Ruin, and then get all of those chests again, and they'll have separate items in them. So definitely a lot of chest density there. And as you continue to move through, there's something that's important for Seto that he's going to be keeping in mind as he goes through is, as he does some of these character checks, the levels of the monsters and the bosses are going to scale with that. So that's something he's also keeping in mind. He's making sure that he's going to try and get out of his way and do some of those normal chests as opposed to actual checks, so that the enemies don't get too overpowered too early as he goes through.
Yeah, and another thing with Worlds Collide is we have to kind of route in how we level up. Like A-Perps just mentioned, if we do too many things, enemies get too powerful. So we start at level 3, so we have to kind of figure out where's the best place to get experience. And typically this might be a good place. Enemies are randomized though, and these enemies are pretty horrible, and I think give no experience also. So
That's right.
Yep.
So instead of just peeking this item, I'm going to go ahead and go for it, because there's a high chance it's not in my game.
So yeah, what you'll see Seto doing here is that one of the things that we do in FF6 is we try to route in places that have lots of chests. We take when you start off in Final Fantasy VI, you actually start off with Moogle Charms, 3 Moogle Charms in your inventory to help eliminate the random battles. But experienced runners will take that off. Nice. Will take off the Moogle Charm in order to encounter some of these random battles while they're going through doing these checks to get some experience. There are also checks out there that runners will factor in that have forced encounters, and that's another good way to get that experience while you're going through a check, just to help with that efficiency.
And that enemy I just killed is actually a pretty powerful enemy. I He can be killed by instant death, but it's not 100% guaranteed. So I swapped over to an instant death weapon and just gambled. And if that didn't work, he probably would have killed me, and I would have to reset. Which is a good time to mention that for every death I have, I will be donating $10 at the end of the run.
That's right.
So get me good stuff, please.
I forgot to turn on the flute. So while you're in Kakariko Village, if you have the flute, you can activate a duck that will fly you around the map. I did not do that, so I have to go back to CAC in a second here.
I have some donations if this is a good time.
Oh yeah, that's perfect time.
All right. We've got $25 from Ariane, who says, "Get wrecked, my moral slipper comrade." And we have a big one, Spirit Bear, with $250 saying, the message there is $2.49 for the tech crew and $1 to cheer on xenosync. And we have $50 from Panic Moon with the message, "You ruined my crossroads." And with those, the Even Chocobo UI incentive is just $40 short of being met.
Great.
Yeah,
Right.
perfect.
Let's get those donos in for sure.
Just want to remind everyone that you have to look at the screen too, so it's not just me who's
Sure.
suffering.
I got the peripheral. Well,
Yeah, I need to get some of those. A few more.
All right.
So how's it going over there?
well, I've got 100 bottles, 1 flute, and no weapons.
You don't need a sword.
Yeah, and so this is the beauty and also the drawback of archipelago cooperative runs is somebody might end up with nothing as they go through their run, as you're seeing on Xeno's screen here.
Really good. I just picked up Fixed Dice, which is a weapon that is high variability, but it can ignore defense. So this early in the game is typically pretty good. So that's exciting. Hopefully it should make my game a little bit easier.
Oh yeah, I'm a fan of Fixed Dice.
Some people are, some people absolutely hate it.
That is very true.
So in this room, we're going to do a little trick. If you do it just right, well,
Nope.
you do it just wrong. There are actually, as soon as you go past a certain trigger in this room, it spawns 1 skeleton on each side of you in the cardinal directions, and you can make 2 of them not spawn by forcing one to spawn on the pot and forcing one to spawn off the map, and then you can use the pots to kill the other 2. However, I just, okay, bottle at, you probably already gave me this. Returner's Hideout North?
Yeah, I already got that for you.
Yeah, you already got that.
Don't you have enough bottles?
Well, I mean, 4 bottles, it's, what more could you need?
So, people who played FF6 before might be realizing that I am, I forget who actually has it. I am going into the final dungeon now, and that might seem weird, but there are a whole bunch of chests in the final dungeon that do not require you to fight a boss. And the way the randomizer logic works is that they're all considered what's called Node 1, which means that early progression items could potentially be in these chests. So this is another deviation from a normal speedrun where we don't come in this dungeon until we're ready to fight the final boss. I have to play a little bit different here in case there's an item for Xeno somewhere in here.
I definitely lost track of myself in that room.
Yeah, and as Seto was explaining that, an impressive feat over here on the Link to the Past side is Xeno is moving through these dark rooms blind, without the lamp to help light up the way. Just moving through based off of memory and a dream.
Oh, that was helpful.
Yeah.
What did I get you? Oh, look
You
at
got me an item that told me where I was in the room. Oh, well, I'm dead.
that. There you are.
Yeah, there you are.
All part of the plan. All right, we'll go ahead and... Okay, let's get the flute activated and find some other checks.
You still haven't done that?
Now, for Seto, another reason that he's able to make it to the final dungeon and look for the chests here is that this is one that is available no matter what. Normally, in Worlds Collide, the checks that are available to Seto are going to be based off of the characters that are in his party, and the characters have a certain number of checks that are based off of story events that relate to them in the vanilla game. But the final dungeon, of course, is available no matter what. So this is another reason he can get there and search for those chests, despite who's in his party.
I don't know where all the chests in this dungeon are.
Seems fine.
Do we have time for a few more donations?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. We have $25 from Ben, who says, "What?" $25 from Demeja, who says, "Sorry about your eyes. Have a great run. Believe in the heart of the drops."
How you doing?
$25 from Pam saying, "Sorry about your eyes." And DFM with $25 saying, "Save the chocobos. That's how it works, right?" With that, we have met Demon Chocobo
There we
UI.
go.
Hey.
Nice.
All right.
My control scheme changed in the middle of the game.
Wait, change the middle of the game.
My control scheme.
Oh, okay.
I
Oh,
don't
that
have
is
some of the buttons
wonderful
I
to
need.
see.
Do you want to stop and reset that real quick?
Yeah. F1.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh, wow. There it is. Notice
Right-click,
Seto was
though,
really trying to
back.
get as many of those
Oh,
chests
yeah,
as
quick controls
possible
work there.
before having to actually switch over.
We might be reconnecting. That's okay.
Yeah, we have slight technical
Part of the
difficulty.
plan, you
All right,
suppose.
slight technical difficulties on the Link to the Past side. We're just adjusting some things. We'll get that back shortly.
What? I can't even
Can't
read
even
that.
read
Oh my
what's
God.
in that chest. That's right.
I'm glad we have the. Where is it here? There it is. Did you know about this chest? Because I only found about this literally the other day.
I did not know about
Yeah.
that chest. Yeah.
Well, come on, there you go.
There you go.
I also have a bit more incentive-related news if it's a good time.
Yeah, go for it.
Jesus.
All right. We have added a new one. There is now a continuously rolling bid war for which game's audio we will be hearing between Link to the Past and FF6.
Oh, that's actually good.
And there have been some donations to that, which I'll read, but FF6 is ahead in that, $45 to $10, but that is continuously rolling, so anyone can flip that and thus which audio we're listening to at any time.
That's a good incentive right there. Both of these games have got great music. So
Very
definitely
true.
get those donos in. All right. So now here you see, as we talked about earlier, Seto's heading to South Figaro in the World of Ruin this time, and going to all those same locations and chests, barrels, all these places where you can get items. Another thing that we haven't mentioned yet, but you just saw there, is Seto has access to a button that will eliminate an NPC from his path.
With extreme presence.
Yes. So this is very helpful for those NPCs that happen to just walk right in your way as you're moving through the map. But this also will allow him to, if he ever felt like it, like sequence break into a check or something like that that is blocked by a character.
I got you some good stuff, by the way.
Nice. And as Xeno gets back here, he's getting all the items.
You can read now.
Oh, nice. Look at all this stuff.
Nice.
All right, my buttons
Which
are back.
that actually shows off something cool about Archipelago as well. This multi-world option you have here is that we're playing live right next to each other. But as you saw there, if you happen to be playing and you can play asynchronized as well and still get all the options or still get all the items that you send to each other even after a break or you guys aren't doing it side by side live. You'll still get all those items. So you can still play cooperatively with friends, even if it's asynchronized at different times. It's pretty cool that way.
Yeah, it's actually perfect. We did that on purpose. That's why the controllers broke. So we can show that off.
Yeah, just to show that off. Yeah,
I grabbed that. Yes, I did. Okay.
yeah, no, it's pretty great actually. We've got in the Worlds Collide Discord, we've got a large group of our runners that happen to play every week through different Archipelago games. We've got a whole thread dedicated to it. And they go through it every week. It's pretty awesome. They do it async.
There's one guy, Jones, who is doing a 1,500 game Archipelago with a
Yeah.
whole bunch of people.
I saw that.
Yeah. I think it took him over a day for the logic to generate a seed.
Yeah, they just started that recently, right?
Yeah. Where do I want to go now?
Okay. I'm just knocking out really quickly a single check over here. Now that I have the flute, it's pretty quick to do. Turning in the mushroom and getting A ribbon.
A ribbon. Nice.
I remember one of these
Oh,
from here.
hold on, I need a...
Just in case.
I can sell that for a good amount, so that's good.
Oh. Okay. I gave you a gift.
Did you give me a receipt?
Alrighty. Are we, do we have any new donos coming in?
I've got some. Let's see here.
What do we got?
Substorian with $50 saying, I'm preemptively Uber Eatsing Burger King. What do you want?
Yeah, so that is a reference to a meme in the Archipelago community, what's called BK mode, which is when you've checked everywhere you can check in your game and you are stuck and you're waiting on other people to get farther in their games. The urban legend is that someone was so stuck in a live race, they said, screw it, I'm going to Burger King, left their house, went to Burger King, got food, came back, and they were still stuck in their game.
Yeah. Alrighty.
I don't like Burger King much.
That's a good story. I love that one.
So the ledge is also some random thing for you. How about that?
What, is it like a 2/3 chance that an item in your game is for me?
Well, I'm gonna grab the item, and then you're gonna sell it.
Let's buy something better with it.
Yeah, just buy something better. I should just give
See,
you a gift.
now you can buy something better.
Give me $300.
Go see a Star Wars.
Alrighty. So both of our runners here are going through their dungeons that they have accessible to them. Still no weapon for Xeno.
I got a few I can send you.
I got a bow. That's kind of a weapon.
Okay, there we go. We got a bow. That's good. And you do have the boomerangs, but still no sword for Xeno.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, the boomerang.
I don't think there are any swords in this game, actually.
Do you want to explain progressive power-ups since you're talking about swords?
Do you need an Ifrit or a Crusader?
I need either, or I mean, they'd be nice. They teach magic. Where are they?
They're in Swamp.
Okay.
They're left side Swamp. Items.
Oh my God, this is horrendous. Okay, I think this is okay. I can't tell anymore. Who knows?
Wow.
You need that.
The game looks terrible.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, this isn't how the Chocobo UI normally looks. This is, as we called it, the Demon Chocobo. We adjusted the color scheme a little bit just to give it that extra glaringly ugly look.
Every slider, every RGB slider, it's maxed out in a weird way. So this is the item it had is not anything important, and I actually can't do a lot of damage to that boss, so it's just easier to reset out. We do this pretty frequently in Worlds Collide, where we might peek something, and if we don't like it, we just reset, and then I can escape the dungeon and say, another day, please.
Yeah. Much like you've seen Xeno do, and being able to peek certain items, and both items so far that he's peeked have been for Seto, so he's going to have to go for him just in case. We also can have a lot of checks that we can peek as well in Worlds Collide.
Oh, you got a bow.
What?
You got a bow.
Yeah, I've had it for a little while.
Oh, well, you're complaining you don't have a weapon. That's a weapon.
You probably gave it to me.
I don't think I did, but sure, I'll take credit for it.
All right.
You're being relentless with that Y remove.
There's a lot of NPCs in this game that love to get in your way, and
Yeah.
I normally don't play with Y remove, so I am just taking it all in at the moment. I want more of you. Do you remember what shop Aperbs had the shurikens I didn't buy?
I do not remember.
I think it was Albrook, but that's fine. Buy more of you. Okay. I think I'm done shopping for a while.
Ooh, Moon Pearl.
Right.
You got Moon Pearl?
Oh, no. Yeah, you have a Moon Pearl. That
Where
kind
is
of,
Hey.
There it is.
I have Moon Pearl and a Magic Cape. What do you think happens next?
Oh, yeah, you have a... No, you don't have a lantern, so your Agnum's not in Logic yet.
Ooh, lots of
True.
I don't have a lantern, and I don't have a sword. But if I get both of those things, I know what we're doing next.
Well, you can technically do it with a the net.
You gotta cut the vines.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I want to save before I fight this boss. Alright, let's do an actual fight. There are fights in this game, so should do a few.
Alright, so what you saw Seto do there is when Setzer is in your party or available, the Search the Skies option is available. And so
That's
if you search
sad.
the skies, it'll take you directly to that fight, which normally would be Doomgaze, but of course we get to see Papa Ultros in the sky. And he's about to go bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hi.
And what do we get for our trebles?
Let's see.
10 arrows.
10 arrows.
Nailed it.
Don't spend those all in one place.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna spend one of them on this guy. Oh my gosh, I'm not a parent. Oh god, blame the controller.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. There you go.
There it is.
Okay,
Oh,
I lied. I'm
sword.
checking the
There
shop.
we go.
Yay! Look at that.
Now we're cooking with gas.
There we go.
We are one lantern away from Aghanim right now.
The dream.
Now would be a good time for more donos if we have any.
Hey. I've got an update on incentives if
Ooh,
it's a good
perfect.
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. A new incentive has appeared. Demon Chocobo was a mistake. The FF6 UI will be fixed if we can get $200 toward that incentive.
Alrighty.
Actually, this is a good experience, I think.
So I'm just cleaning up a couple of castle checks, and then I don't know what's next after that.
That's a good question.
That's a good question,
Yeah.
actually. Are we gonna- oh, you
I
have,
have a
you have
sword.
Death, you have Death Mountain now.
I have a sword now, so I could go do Eastern Palace without the lamp.
Yeah, can you get through the one room?
And yeah,
Okay.
I got
Okay.
a sword now.
All right.
Everything's easy.
All right, yeah.
All right.
The thing I didn't do after my controls changed and I looked at the map 20 times in a row was figure out if any of the dungeons were required. So we're gonna get back out there and figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you want to explain the whole required versus optional dungeons for Link to the Past, Aperbs?
For sure, for sure. So when Xeno gets out and is able to check the world map, it'll
nice.
show him which dungeons will provide the 3 pendants and the 7 crystals. So those 3 pendant dungeons, those are actually optional. You don't have to go for those. But the 7 pendant dungeons are required. So we're going to zoom out here.
All
There's
right.
3 here in the light world.
So we have the opportunity here to do a dungeon that does not required, but it is one of the few things remaining. But before that, I think I'm going to do a little glitch here and get some extra checks that are not currently in logic.
All right, ooh, showing off one of the popular glitches here for Link to the Past, doing it like a pro. It's called fake flippers. So what Xeno did there was he went to the very edge of a screen transition before actually transitioning. Then he jumped off the ledge and screen transitioned at the same time, which allows him to swim through as if he had the flippers without actually having them. He does have to be careful. He has to make sure that he doesn't take any damage. Otherwise, he will then sink into the water and have to be respawned.
Good, I killed him before Setzer came down and killed one of my party members. So.
Hey, there you go.
That's good. Sorry, I don't have Blitz, so I can't suplex the train, so my apologies, everyone.
Yeah.
No.
Fortunately,
Yeah.
no suplexing.
Also, I don't remember the combination for suplex, because it's not a good skill.
Ice shields are good, right?
Yeah, that's actually good.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, ice shields are good.
Yeah. I got one too, so look at that, 2 ice shields.
Nice.
Swing and shields over here.
Now that is a good point. As Xeno unlocks items for Seto, or Seto picks up his own, shields and rods are great items to have. You can actually break shields and break rods to cast a 2nd level, I believe, spell of that element. which in Final Fantasy VI, magic is very powerful, especially in these early levels before we get too powerful level-wise and get good items.
So Zeno just sent me an Illumina, which is the best sword in the game.
Speaking of good items,
I hope someone can equip it, though.
Oh, shouldn't have jumped out. That's all right.
You can. Okay, cool.
So one of the glitch that I did just there was in the waterfall. For some reason, you can go into the waterfall, and when you leave, if you have the Moon Pearl, it will put you on top of the water. And then you can walk back in and open the chests. If you're in a swimming kind of state, then you cannot open chests. So that's why I had to pop in and out of there a couple times.
And for some reason, it only works with the Moon Pearl for on reasons unknown.
Yeah.
I do not know the science behind that one, but it is magic.
Are we getting close to a hint, by the way? Zeno?
Do you want Phoenix?
What?
Phoenix?
If you have the money, sure.
All right.
I don't think it's... I should probably check my requirements again. I forget which espers I need.
All right, now I just think about the ones that I've done and all the things that I probably...
You only need...
Oh, I did need Phoenix to beat the game, so
There you
thank
go,
you. There you go.
Hey,
Yeah, that was
winning.
important. Yeah. All right, so I am 2 objectives done of my 6 right now, so that is good progress.
Now, for Seto's sake, do we have an update on that incentive for fixing the UI? Because that would be great.
That we're trying to raise money for charity.
Yeah. Now, besides having these espers as objectives, Seto's always happy to receive another esper because the espers are what teach the characters the magic spells naturally. So, besides having that opportunity of breaking rods or breaking shields, his characters can gain magic spells through those espers, as well as some stat bonuses sometimes. So that's always a bonus, a nice boon to have when those espers are available.
And there's a few, so every Esper can be summoned in battle anyone who's played Final Fantasy knows that summons and Final Fantasy go hand to hand. In this game, a lot of summons aren't very good, but there are about 3 or 4 that are pretty vital, especially come the last boss, which we'll be showcasing once I get there. So, Fenrir and Golem, both of which have been found.
Nice.
They will be very vital later. And then, now you got Silver Arrows.
Silver arrows.
Yeah, that's
right. Depending on whether or not where we are in the run at the end, I will either do it 1 time or do it 2 times if I want the rest of my items. So at the end, we'll be fighting Ganon Silverless, either the first or second time that we kill him.
That was a small glitch where if one party is on a save point and you swap the other party without moving, you can get all the benefits of a save point.
Yeah, that's right. You'll see if necessary, there's a couple glitches that Xeno might be able to show off, but we don't actually do very many glitches, if any, in Worlds Collide besides that save
one. Yeah. You want to talk about dragons? Since
Definitely. So dragons are optional bosses you can fight, and what's great about them is if you do fight them and take them out, they offer a massive amount of EXP for your characters, as well as a guaranteed high-tier item. But they do count as a check, so if you go for it, you can defeat them with an awesome fixed dice roll, and they will give you that EXP, they'll give you that high-tier item, but then the scaling for other enemies and bosses will go up again as well.
And I want to point out that guy calls himself a dragon, but he sure looks like a dinosaur to me, and he is not the only dragon in this game that is secretly a dinosaur.
Yeah. Yeah, they use the term dragon loosely in Final Fantasy VI. All right. And we're reaching towards the end of this check here for Seto.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Nice.
Mirror.
Magic mirror.
Now he's got to get to the Dark World.
Well, he's got the Moon Pearl and the mirror now. So
If you get the lamp, you can
get
go.
the lamp, you can go.
Okay, let's see if I can make this work. I actually don't know where he went. That's not good.
Another dark room exploration here from Xeno. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Nice.
Not the right one. All right, I'm gonna leave and grab some health real quick.
I think that means Hera is also open to you now. Now they have the mirror.
Yeah, the mirror.
Where do I want to go now? Let's do the Massa.
Another fun aspect of doing Worlds Collide in the archipelago is that because you're searching around for as many chests as possible and helping your partner out, you get to do checks that you normally wouldn't do or would try to avoid. So that one we just saw Seto doing, Phoenix Cave, is one of those ones that most runners typically save for later or avoid completely if they can, just because it is a longer one. And of course, we're trying to race as fast as possible when we're doing it normally.
It also is supposed to be a check for lock, so I wouldn't be able to finish that dungeon because I didn't have lock, but you can go through the entire dungeon. And in regular Worlds Collide, we would never do that, but there's a lot of chests in there, so it is a good place to go. And that is a good pickup.
That is a nice pickup.
Experience egg.
Yeah, there's a couple key items like the Illumina that Xeno got for Seto earlier, and this experience egg that we have now that are always FF6 runners will always be happy to see. They'll get excited.
Oh, I forgot one thing in here. Yeah, so the experience egg increases the experience gain by 50%. It's an item that the earlier you can get in a seed, the better off you are. And if you can get it like at the very beginning and you're doing a race and your opponent doesn't get it, you will probably end up... ooh, that's really good.
That's a nice one for Xeno there.
You'll probably end up doing much better. And we're still rather early in the game, so it's still a very good pickup, even though I'm already like level 10 or so.
Yeah, especially now with an Illumina user as well.
Yeah.
When you do get an experience egg and you have a high tier item like the Illumina or something like that, then it kind of makes that decision for you. You know exactly who you're going to try to give it to.
Speaking of, all right, so where's that experience egg? And I also bought an Atlas armlet earlier, but I forgot to equip it. And then we want earrings on Gal, because the skeins that we're throwing are magic based. So earrings increase my magic by 25% per earring. I thought I had a fourth.
Nice boss fight there for Xeno.
I had a fourth one, but I guess not.
Well, one dungeon down, but not required, so. Now maybe the pedestal. That's actually something I can look at, see if that's necessary. Yeah, it's very silent there because I was focusing so hard.
But luckily you had those silver arrows and made that boss fight a little faster.
Oh, right, yeah, that one-shots them, right?
Yeah.
It does.
All right, who do we got? Interesting. That's going to be a slight problem. So Ifrit is immune to every status element except for ice, and unfortunately, I mostly have fire and lightning, which makes him a little harder to.
You do have those ice shields.
Yeah, I do. I didn't want to break him early though.
That's true.
We'll take it a little bit slow because I'd rather save them for the tower because I think they have more use there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just get lucky with the rolls, right? Oh, wait, hold on. Gal, do I have... I did my shurikens.
You got your shurikens? Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Xeno showing off some more dark room pathing. Luckily, being able to use the shine from buffering a spin attack to kind of help guide him through and at least know where he is in the room.
Did you guys mention logic versus out of logic?
I sort of mentioned it in discussing why remove, but you can go more in depth if you'd like.
Yeah, so Xeno going through these dark rooms.
I just got a glove, but it was not in logic. So.
Oh, yep. Yeah, so Xeno going through those dark rooms is considered not logic because you need the lamp in order to see dark rooms. And so, I went down the wrong one. So, right now he's not supposed to be there, so I guess in reality you were supposed to find the lamp before then. But, we took a shortcut and, now a lot more is opened up for you.
Yeah, it was pretty fortunate.
Yeah.
Over here.
I guess I'll grab this for you, whatever it is.
This is another example of stuff we never go to in Worlds Collide. There are chests up this top part, and I don't think I've ever been up here since I was a kid.
Got time for a few donations?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Moonshot Podcast donates $50 saying, if I know anything about A Link to the Past in Archipelago, it's Lantern or Bust. Good luck. And FG48 donates $20 saying, thanks for all the great runs. Second time seeing A Link to the Past and MAGFast.
I think there's one more chest in here, but I'm good.
Also, we have $70 toward Demon Chocobo was a mistake now. So $130 are needed to get there and get that UI to be something that isn't so uncomfortable to look at.
Am I allowed to donate for that incentive?
Right.
Just quick plug for that. All right. Yeah, so I figured out where my lamp is, probably. Did not do the mini Moldorm cave.
Yeah, is it time? Is it time to hint for the lane?
Oh, yeah, that's kind of important. There's
I
one or two things in there.
Skipped 5 sphere 0 checks here.
All right.
All right, good. I don't have
So it looks like, Seto, you moved to 3-character party instead of 4?
for temporary because in order to do this check
for
on
the Veld?
yeah, so
Yeah.
Gal has to check on the Velt where you have to fight battles until until a character shows up afterwards, and you have to feed them dried meat. But it does not work unless you have 3 or less party members.
Yeah,
There he is,
that
that guy.
character that you find, which in this case is an imp, which means it'll be an item or an esper instead of an actual party member. But you need to have space in your party for that character to then join you when you feed them the dried meat.
All right, so we just got the hammer, which means
Nice.
the Dark World is open,
Awesome.
and there's a lot, like basically infinite checks now. we're good to go.
Nice. Yeah, Dark World without the lamp is open now, so that's good.
Dark World, no lamp, normal sword.
I mean, you'll need the lamp at some
Well,
point.
you got
actually.
silver arrows, though.
That's
so-
true.
Yeah.
Right now, the glove that we got is not logic, so the Dark World is not logic.
Why should that stop us, right? Okay, let's see. By the way, I'm like only half reading my menu right now.
Everything but mire and ice bells.
You did get another ice shield, too. Which is,
Awesome.
yeah.
In fact, before I forget, let me actually look at my magic, which I have not done in a while.
Nice. So we got a nice view of Seto's Esper menu here. Fenrir and Golem being 2 of the ones that he has that he mentioned earlier that are going to be very important, and he'll be able to show off when we do go through that final dungeon and boss battle. But as he opens up here, you'll see they have a list of magic spells that are teachable by those Espers, and then down at the bottom it also had a stat boost for some of these. Sometimes it's strength +1 or +2 at every level that you get. Sometimes it's a magic buff, and it's really important to pay attention to those because stats are also randomized among the characters in Worlds Collide. So, typically Terra and Realm are your high magic power characters, but sometimes that can swap, that can change. So as you look through your menu and you look through your characters, you kind of got to keep that in mind as well as you set your characters up.
Yeah, and one thing when it comes to speedrunning Worlds Collide, something that we see with a lot of new players, that's like the big improvement spot, is you'd be surprised how much time you spend in a menu. Menuing is really what makes or breaks a good runner. Both figuring out the least amount of times you can go into a menu, so you only go into it before you fight a boss in order to equip everything. But also once you're in there, just spending the least amount of time clicking through stuff. Espers in particular, I know for me, I'm pretty bad about spending too much time on that menu. So I try to ignore magic when I can for that reason.
Yeah, we call it the menu boss, and for me, it's also in terms of espers and magic. It's also like that feeling I get in vanilla, where I want to have every character learn every spell, right? It's you kind of gotta put that by the wayside and say, no, this is my magic power, person. They're the only one who really needs to learn a lot.
Oh, did you death warp out of
Well,
Skullwoods?
death warped involuntarily.
Okay. Because I know if you drop into one area and you don't get a small key, you're basically soft locked in that area.
Yeah, I actually had the key. I got out of there, but I died in the overworld because I currently have no mail and I have very weak sword, so
Yeah.
it's a hazardous world.
Now, something that I really like about Link to the Past is, in terms of a sort of fast travel system, is you get the chance whenever you save and reset the game to respawn either at the Sanctuary or at Link's house. And then when you do get access to Death Mountain, you can then warp to Death Mountain as well. So it's a strat you'll see sometimes where instead of walking all the way over to a specific place, Xeno will save and reset and then be able to spawn in and essentially teleport or fast travel to one of those other locations.
I just realized I started with Celeste and I didn't check her South Figaro check.
That's right, you did not.
No, I did not. I went too fast.
Yeah, you just went
Yeah.
to the chests. So we'll see. Are you going to head back there soon?
Yeah, I'll do that right now.
Nice.
We have time.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. We have a $25 donation from the D-Pad, who says, "Psyched to see this SNES icon where you beat the evil magician to fall into a dark, twisted version of the game world and that other one." And $5 from Iona with the message, "The Master Sword's in my Stardew game. I'll get it for you tomorrow."
There was one check in here. Is it the inn that has the clock?
The inn? Yes.
Or no, it's the... Is it here? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do Celeste and I'm going to do Magic Factory.
Nice.
Because there's a lot of chests in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the, like, it's three bosses too, so you get those three checks as well.
Right now I'm going to go through Thieves Town because I have everything that I need to beat it, except perhaps the skill, but we'll see.
Oh. I didn't pick up what you said there. I was like, no, you have every item. You do have cape, though, so that should make it a lot easier.
I do. I have Smarty as well.
Yeah.
And so
You got this.
The check that Sento's doing now, coming back to South Figaro, he mentioned, I have Celeste, but I didn't check her spot. I think it's a pretty iconic sort of scene and is an example of how the checks are set up. In vanilla game, that's the basement that Celeste is chained up in and imprisoned in. And so when Celeste is available in your party, you can go check that spot for a character, an esper, or an item. In that case, it was the... What was it? It was the...
It was a piece of heart.
Piece of heart
Yeah.
for Xeno there. So that's kind of the example of how these checks are set up. And as I said, it relates kind of to the story beats of our Final Fantasy VI characters. So it's pretty fun
I don't need that.
to start relate to the game in that way, the vanilla game.
I have a few more donations if there's time.
Yes,
Yep.
of course.
All right. We have a $100 donation from Big Bro Tiger, who says, "Shout out to my little bro xenosync. You got this."
Thank you, Tiger.
Woo! And Tyrion and Acres donates 150, saying, "Persona is the best Toto song." Meow. I've got a few more if there's still time.
Yeah, you have time.
Yeah, there's time.
All right. Peach emoji with $50 with the message, "So excited to support you doing another run at MAGFast, Seto. Best of luck to you and Xeno from your favorite Moogle, Peach emoji." And $10 from Leonox242, who says, "Good luck and have fun, Xeno. Thanks for introducing Archipelago to us, plus all the great years together, and always remember to put it on the pizza." So, an update on our targets and polls. Demon Chocobo was a mistake is now at 80 out of $200, so $120 more will get those weird colors
I'm
off.
sure we'll get it one day.
And for game audio, FF6 remains ahead by $45. Also, for those donating, keep in mind that Tiltify lets you put the same donated dollars toward both a target and a poll. So, you can have twice the influence between that.
That's rude. Well, let's get you back up, buddy.
Yeah, let's get him back up because he's got the Illumina. So Seto running into Doomgaze there. Pretty scary boss to run into. He opens off the fight casting level 5 Doom. Anybody who has a level that is a multiple of 5 is out immediately. So lucky there that only one of our characters was level 5, or was a multiple of 5. But it happens to be one of our stronger characters. So Seto working hard to get him back up.
So one of the things we're going to do here is we're going to skip the chest on the left because we got a hint earlier in-game that told us that it was the map. So we don't have to necessarily check everything if the game is kind of helpful for us.
And Doomgaze is down.
Yeah, that's one of the harder fights in the game. So, I believe we mentioned that enemies level up as we do more checks. And there are, even though enemies start at a low level, late game bosses are still dangerous even at low level. But sometimes it's helpful to find the late game bosses early on when they're powerful but not too powerful. And I'd rather find them now than find them at the end of the game in the final dungeon.
Yeah, it's a sweet spot that we have to try to balance because they are still powerful as end game bosses, but if you're at too low of a level, then they're still hard. They're still hard to beat. So you gotta find that sweet spot. This is a pretty good spot to run into Doomgaze, as scary as he is. Nice boss fight there.
Good job.
As well, yeah. Good job.
Yeah. That boss is pretty hard, so...
Yeah, I'd say casually that boss is one of the harder bosses in Link to the Past.
Yes, casually.
Well, I'm just hanging out. But yeah, that went pretty well. There's a script that you can do if you know you just do the same thing with your sword every time. The boss will be the same every time. I don't do that because I don't know how.
And a very quick boss fight there on Seto's side. That is number 24. Scary when you first see him, but then you see the name tag and you say, okay, this is not so bad.
And that is where you fight him in the vanilla game. So we, at that point, say, hey, is this even randomized? The joke's not old or anything.
Yeah. Now, this check that Seto's doing here is one of the more, I'd say, more popular checks. Unlike the Phoenix Cave that Seto did earlier, the Magitech Factory is one of the more popular checks in Worlds Collide because not only are there some forced encounters in this one, so you can get some levels. We're about to see those coming up right now, which, funnily enough, even though they're forced encounters, you can actually run away from them. But most of our runners will fight those battles unless they're like really hard enemies in order to get those levels. But it's also a 3-parter. You actually get 3 different check rewards while going through this. You got the net. Nice work.
Yeah, that was about as many digs as you can do. I think
Nice.
that 30 is when it just gives it to you out of mercy. So.
Yeah. Now this is pretty good enemy to fight. Gigases and giants in Final Fantasy VI give a lot of EXP, so this is actually a pretty nice enemy to run into here during the train ride, so that Seto can get some nice experience as he's going through these checks. Because again, there are 3 here in the Magitech Factory, and so each of those is bumping up the levels every time he goes through them. So.
Now you can go Agnum with that bucket net.
What? Did you mean land? Oh, no.
No, I'm joking. Because you can reflect the
Yeah, you can reflect
projectiles
the beams.
with it,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, exactly.
It's so much tighter. It's much harder to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that net that Xeno got. Oh, with some Pegasus boots now.
Oh, there you
Zoom
go.
in, yeah, zoom in.
Oh, now we can speed run.
Now we're speed running. But that bug net, little known fact, well, I think most people are actually hearing about it and learning about it now, but the bug net can be used to reflect Aghanim's projectiles back at him. So not too bad of a find there.
I think like every Zelda game that has a boss where you have to knock projectiles back has a weird item that also works. So
Yeah.
in Ocarina of Time, you can use the bottle to do the same thing.
That's right. There's always some weird thing. Like, I think Twilight Princess, you can use the fishing rod to distract.
Yeah.
Or not Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, you can use the...
And it's like, I don't know if that's intended or not.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't wanna...
Well, you got an offering when you're out of that battle there, Seto.
Oh, look at that. I could do with fixed dice, but also we're trying to go fast, so
Yeah.
maybe not.
Mind if I read a donation?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Spirit Bear donates $50, saying, $50 for Zelda audio. You can donate to a poll and target at the same time? Too late now to save Setokiaba's eyes. And that did put Link to the Past game audio ahead by $5.
There you go.
All right. Just buying a couple of potions, safety strats.
Those potions have helped you so far.
Yeah,
So,
they're doing work for sure.
Right.
Oh, actually, I don't want to attack with you.
So now we've reached the boss battle of the train ride here. So this is a fight that Seto does have to do and get through. And then he's going to have one more after this one. One more boss fight.
Atma can be scary. He's kind of a glass cannon. He has very powerful attacks, but he also has very low defense. So what you hope is you can just kill him before he can kill you.
So this is a little glitch that I've been doing. That if you do a spin attack and then immediately press the boots right after, then you can run fast in all directions.
You can only do it when you touch a slope, though, right?
You have to be on a ladder, or
Okay.
I guess a set of stairs.
Gotcha. Yeah. I like how Terra's sprite in Link to the Past kind of like wields the shield just out
It
in
just
front of her a little bit.
Floats in front of her.
Yeah.
Do you need Punisher?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Dead Jack.
You're gonna get a bunch of doing some stuff.
Flying piranhas.
So this boss is on a timer where between 5 and 30 seconds it takes before the actual real boss shows up. So in order not to waste animation time, I'm just going to wait like 20 seconds or so and then start attacking them.
Yeah, if Seto were to kill these piranhas,
good.
then just more would spawn in its place until that internal timer goes down, and then the boss shows up.
Yeah, unfortunately they're still going, so let's have Gal.
And it'll
hold
be
it.
random like that. It'll sometimes be just 2 of them, 3 of them, the number changes.
I think it's only 2 or 3 it can be.
Right.
Wow, this is rude.
I have a donation if there's time.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Infected Crossroads donates $20 with the message, I want this $20 to make getting rid of the terrible UI harder. That donation also flipped audio to Final Fantasy VI, which is ahead by $15.
All right.
Are there any Rizzopass on your Rizzopass tour? There he
There
is.
it is. Does offering work with Illumina too?
It works the same way it works with any weapon where it cuts it in half.
Okay.
Yeah, you
So-
don't want to use it.
With that, we're talking about the offering. It's a relic in Final Fantasy VI that allows your character who has it equipped to swing their weapon 4 times, but it cuts each attack, the attack power by half. However, there are certain items it will not affect that weapon. So the fixed dice that Seto has is one of them. However, he's opting not to do that because each animation of the character throwing the dice and then it counting the damage, it takes a while when it does that 4 times. But you just got another set of fixed dice, yeah.
It's dice all the way down.
But it is sometimes a strat if you are desperate enough and you are moving fast enough to equip the offering to a fixed dice user, because you can really dish out some good damage that way if you're lucky with the rolls.
Yeah, it's also good for something like Valiant Knife or Valiant Knife. Because Valiant Knife does more damage the lower HP you have, but it does not get that half penalty.
Yeah,
to
so
it.
that is another lethal combo when you get a Valiant Knife user and an offering. That is quite a powerful combo there. What you'll see here now is Seto is waiting. He's not doing anything to that Zone Eater and he actually lowered his party to 1 member because in order to do that check, you need to get engulfed by Zone Eater. So only having 1 character for that to do that to will allow him to get into that check earlier. Nice. Good boss fight there.
Job.
All right, 2 down.
Awesome.
Let's see if Seto gets hit by any of these NPCs here. If you run into one of these NPCs, they will knock you down.
I did it on purpose though, because I need to get these chests down here.
And there are those chests down there. Consolation chests for people that got caught.
Come on, there we go.
There we go. So most often when we are speedrunning, unless we are desperate for some chests, we try to avoid getting caught by these guys on the bridges.
There.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, we'll have to get back is the problem.
Yeah.
Don't be a jerk. Okay.
There you go.
That went way better than normally does.
Yep.
You sometimes can get walled for a whole minute there with the middle bridge guy. We call them the bridge trolls for a good reason.
Yeah.
Safety save, because this can be an instant death.
That's right. In this room, we've got a fallen floor.
Of course, I messed up and didn't get that chest, so this is going to be slow. We're just going to wait for the next cycle, because I don't
You
know.
got an Excalibur.
That's also can sell that. Oh shit.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, that
sorry,
last chest is a bit of a fake out, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
There's not actually a safe spot. So it's another troll moment in that ceiling falling room, because that last chest doesn't actually have a safe spot in front of it like the first 2 do.
Oh yeah, and if the ceiling falls and hits you, it's game over. Which is why I say it beforehand.
Yeah, instant death.
It's like one of the few overall game overs you can get in the game.
Yeah.
I'm just doing some cleanup on Death Mountain Light World side. I can't access Dark World Death Mountain yet because I don't have a second glove, but when that comes along...
Hey, this is great. This is one of my objectives to beat the game is Terra, so now we've had 3 objectives, so that's good.
And Terra's one of those characters that has a couple more checks than some other people do. There are certain characters that we are, I would say, happier to see than others, based on the checks that they have available to them. Terra's one of those ones that has some ones that synergize pretty well with other characters, but also just a larger number of them available compared to other characters.
You're gonna get hopefully a bunch of stuff in a second because Terra has a check that's gonna have a lot of chests. Where I'm gonna do so.
Going over to Sealed Cave.
Alright, I'm doing a mental inventory. What have I skipped?
I'm just gonna check my tracker and make sure I should be at 3 objectives. Yeah. Oops. Nope. Objective. There you go. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
And then let's see, 21 checks and 15 bosses. I've done 12 checks and 7 bosses.
Okay.
But there are 5 bosses in the final dungeon, so that means that we need to do 3 more bosses, and then that objective will be as good as done.
Yeah. And there are checks. So as Seto's kind of planning out the rest of his run here, looking at the objectives that he's completed and then needs to complete. As he mentioned, he's got 3 nice tunic there. Here's all the chests coming through.
I got Egner, so that is another objective for me. So I'm supposed to be at 4, 5. So I just gotta find one more thing or do 21 checks, and then I can just go beat the game.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So that's great.
Yeah, very good. Nice.
Yeah, when we do Worlds Collide, we like starting with Terra because we will immediately go here, get all those chests, and then you'll see a bunch of chests in this dungeon here. So it can just be very quick to get a bunch of equipment early.
Yeah. It's that sweet spot of all the things we've mentioned up to this point. There's a lot of chests. There are some forced battles that are available, or you can just take off the Moogle Charm and have some random encounters. As well as this one is a no boss, right? This one's what they call a free check. So there's certain checks that our characters have where you do have to defeat a boss to get the reward. But this one is a free check where it means that you get the reward just by getting to the end of that check.
I think that's actually another objective. Was Bahamut one of the objectives? Or
Muhammad? No.
okay, that must have been a practice seat of mine.
Yeah, it's Raiden.
Raiden. Okay. Yeah, you're right. And Locke. Okay.
But Bahamut's a nice one to have, if you're searching for some extra damage.
It's one of the few offensive espers that are actually worthwhile.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
I don't know where my lamp is. I'm not supposed to even have this glove yet.
It's probably in some chest in my game I forgot about or something.
Could be.
So that's maybe a good thing to mention is that you're probably wondering, okay, if I beat the game, what happens to all the chests in my game I didn't open? What if they have something important for Xeno's game? So when you finish a game in Archipelago, no matter how many games you run, you do something called releasing your items. So every item that you did not find in your game will then get distributed out to everyone who is still playing. This is so you don't feel like you have to go in 100%, a game that you're playing. You just have to go and beat it. So a lot of times the best strategy is to make sure that instead of me scouring everywhere, if I can just go beat the game, that's the best strategy because then he's just going to get everything that was left in my game.
Do you know how convenient that was?
Oh, were you? Oh, wow, that was very convenient.
I completely
Yeah,
forgot
but
you need
Zeno
a
and I
fire
saw it,
sword.
and we were both just like, yeah, okay.
There it is. This is all part of the plan. Definitely knew I didn't have a fire sword.
Were you actually in that room or you were in the room before that?
I was in the room before.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the room right before. It was like, oh yeah, perfect timing. All right. So yeah, there's just a little cutscene here that Seto has to watch, but there's no boss battle or anything. So this is one of those free checks, and that's what makes this one such like a perfect one that our runners love to see when they get Terra in their party.
Let's see, what's quick? I guess Zozo.
3 down.
Yeah, Zozo would be a good one.
Because at this point, I just want to get as many checks as possible. Dragons count as checks, so that's quick.
That's true.
Yeah. Let's do Dirt, Ice, Zozo, and Tri-Talk, I think, is our routing plan right now.
Yeah, sounds good. So Seto planning out here, which, as I mentioned before, dragons count as checks. 21 checks is one of those objectives that he can do to open up the final dungeon, or at least the last part of it, as he was already there.
What the heck am I looking at?
So planning on seeing some dragons as well as doing a couple of other quick checks that Terra has available to her.
Who, me?
What's that?
Me?
No.
Oh, no. I'm playing the terrorist.
Oh, that's right.
As a little throw over to the...
I've had a lot of fun with that sprite lately too, because
Yeah.
we have an event going on with the Worlds Collide, and I've been making some graphics where I have Terra
That's probably fine.
powering up as a Super Saiyan.
Oh, nice.
I mean, that's basically what it is.
Yeah, that's basically
Yeah.
what it is. Alrighty.
Oh, yes, I get to kill the thieves. Yes.
Yeah, you get to just delete them from
It's
existence.
going to feel so good.
Yeah, this is one of the most annoying, obnoxious moments of this map location
That's how you're
here.
supposed to do it normally.
Yeah, but now Seto can just get rid of them.
Ah, it feels so
Get
good.
out of my way. Oh, that's satisfying for sure. Alrighty. But yeah, with that fire rod as well, now Xeno can finish up a little bit more of this dungeon here. Nice little bonus there.
I do have the big key.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
Yeah, so I left the big key chest unopened. I'll go back for that if it has an item.
Have you mentioned knowing how many required items could be in a dungeon and counting that off as you've been playing?
I have not, and I am not counting also, which is unfortunate. But so a certain number of items in each dungeon are not going to be like items for progression in the game. They're going to be things like keys, maps, compasses, and big key. Those exist in all the dungeons, and they are currently locked to their dungeon. That is a setting that we've put on just to make sure that it doesn't run too long. You never get it back in
in the Worlds Collide community, we have some nicknames for these bosses. This guy's name is Daddy Llama, as you can obviously see by his name down there. Probably the most forgettable boss, I think, in the past.
One of the most forgettable bosses for sure.
I was telling someone about him, and he was like, "That's not a real boss in that game." Like someone who played as a kid. Like he's like, "I have no memory of this." I'm like, "Why would you?"
Yeah.
Also, vanilla location for the boss.
That's right.
Yeah.
Is this game even randomized? We see here that one, we get to have a couple extra chests here, and double check here. What do we got here? Some rupees. I'm just gonna say that Xeno has not been wanting for money.
Yeah, I've been pretty rich.
Hey, I just found her.
Yeah, you just found Terra. I like that. I like how it reverts to her normal sprite.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I think they removed it, but they used to have a Mog sprite for Link to the Past. When you got hit by that, it turned you into Celeste.
Oh, nice.
What are my levels?
This is a interesting boss here for Xeno. Seto taught me this actually just the other day, but apparently, as you hit that boss, there is a bit of a glitch where if he runs into the spikes behind him, that he doesn't actually take. I think that just happened there, where he doesn't actually take damage. So you kind of got to be careful fighting this moth.
Yeah, if you see Xeno hit him and he doesn't flash, it meant that he didn't take damage, and he's a little cheater like that.
Yeah.
There you go. Good job. That boss is very difficult, by the way.
If it gets below you, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Another crystal down.
Misery Myers.
What's that? Yeah, Misery
Mental
Meyer.
inventory. I need Swamp Phallus. That's Flipper's. Turtle Rock.
And you need hookshot for a swamp too.
And Hookshot.
Yeah.
Oh, I need all kinds of things, don't I? And what's the last dungeon? Oh. Let's get over there.
There you go. Alright, so another dragon down. So, Seto, I imagine you're feeling pretty comfortable with your levels and your magic.
My levels are a little bit lower than I would like, but I think a dragon or two will fix that right up.
Nice.
I want to double check my checks here. We're at 15, so I still need
6 more.
Yeah, 6 more. Okay. But I can fight Atma and the dragons inside the tower.
True.
Yeah. So I have to do one non-tower check then if I want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, besides the two I'm gonna do here. Well, no, I can do I unlocked Yumaro actually.
You
so.
did not, no.
No, I did.
You did?
Yeah, I got
nice.
Yumaro, so I can do Yumaro's check here.
Perfect.
Yeah, good routing.
Yeah, that's a really nice thing about whenever you are moving through Worlds Collide run, some things just line up really nicely, and you get some nice synergy. So in this case, in this one location, we have access to like 4 different.
Well, here 3 checks. So
3, yeah.
Tritalk is always available. The dragon isn't actually a real check, but it counts.
Right.
Like you wouldn't find a character in Esper on there.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you'll come up here to fight the dragon because you get good experience. But since I have Yumaro, I can then keep going down and doing Yumaro's check, letting me do a dragon and 2 regular checks all at once.
Right. Because after you defeat Tritalk, you can jump down if Yumaro is available.
Yes.
But then there's also Welk available, right? Or is
that's World of Balance.
Yeah, that's World of Balance.
But I should have done that one instead of Zozo. But it's all gravy.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all gravy.
Unless your gloves were behind that.
Gloves are.
I'm really curious where your lamp is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's obviously in my game somewhere.
I know it's definitely something I forgot, I'm sure.
And so it's at this point that like Seto's at that crossroad where he can either continue to go and do other checks, get other chests, or he's close enough saying, okay, I could finish up and then I could release all my items.
Yeah.
So we're kind of hitting that space right now for Seto that which one should I go for, which one should I hard commit to?
Hello again.
And in this case, I think we're leaning towards that route of let me get to the end of my game as fast as possible so that I can release those items, because that's going to be the most helpful to Xeno in this case.
Have you checked Hype Cave yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I did not do that. No, I did it this time.
Okay, all right.
That was something that I kind of skipped over in our last practice run.
Yeah. Just looking out for you. Oh, another Illumina.
Oh, another Illumina, yeah.
Right. When it rains, it pours. Unfortunately, the only person who can use it is Gal, and Gal can't fight. So the Illumina is not very useful unless I find Genji gloves.
Yeah.
Okay, Quake is on that. Somebody remind me when I forget.
Genji gloves is another one, another relic that we're happy to see, especially with a strong weapon like an Illumina, or with the like the VK. If you happen to find two of them.
Yeah, I would very much like a Genji glove right now.
Yeah, Genji glove would be nice having those two Illuminas. I'd say probably even the most powerful is like VK with an offering and a Genji glove. That's you'd be able to get 8 hits that is unaffected by that half damage penalty. Pretty powerful one right there.
I got really excited to send Ether, and I thought I'd give you your Ether spell.
Joke's on you.
Bit of an annoying boss here.
Yeah, especially when I didn't heal. So I'm out of MP with Realm, unfortunately, at the moment. Let's get that fixed, though. Where's the regular Ether? Let's get that on you.
So these tentacles, one of the more annoying bosses that we fight in Worlds Collide, as well, just in Final Fantasy VI in general, because they can grab your party members and sort of incapacitate them for a moment. So try to take them out as quick as possible.
A quick reminder that we're here raising money for Child's Play, and you can donate using the link at exclamation point donate in chat, or if you're in the room, using the QR code on one of the signs at the front of the room. And we have we're continuously rolling one, still going between which of the two games audio we are listening to. FF6 is ahead by $15 in that. And as far as targets go, we are $120 away from flipping the UI colors back to not the
I'll believe it when I see
garish
it.
ones that we are currently dealing with. And I love having more donations to read, but remember that the same donation can count toward both of those things because one's a target and one's a poll.
Thank you to everyone who's donated so far.
Yes, definitely.
Oh yeah.
So good
That's
to
mega awesome,
see
yeah.
all of
Unless you donate
these
for
donations.
this chokeable incentive, then it's less awesome for of you.
Only slightly.
Yeah.
Still appreciate it.
Doing good damage, Mog. That's great.
So yeah, we're just kind of in that bit of a end game zone here for Seto as he's trying to work through these last couple checks to get the end game available for him so that he can open up things for Xeno. Who, I mean, I think this is a pretty good synergy though, as Xeno is working through some of these dungeons that he needs to complete in order to get those crystals for his end game.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do the dark room, hammer room thing.
Oh, man, you are a brave man.
But, you know, we'll get there. It'll be great.
What do I have?
can't
Checks out again?
Yeah, what are we at check-wise?
Progress, 19, so yeah, let me...
You can do Kefka and Arsh? Maybe
No,
not.
I'm going to go... what am I going to do?
Are you going to do those dragons?
Yeah, I'm going to do the dragons. I'm trying to figure out how I want to set my party up for, because it...
So-
We'll figure it out in a second.
Yeah, yeah. So within the final Kefka Tower, there are 3 more dragons available. In the final dungeon, you get to split your party into 3 parties. And so each of those paths has a dragon available, I believe. And so Seto deciding whether he wants to kind of go all the way and split it 3 ways or possibly stack one side.
We are gonna dip in and out, so we're gonna come in here and do part of path 3 is I think what I'm gonna do.
Okay, cool.
because this way I can kill one of the bosses with a full party.
Nice.
All right, we're in there.
Yeah, because you also get access to toilet Atma.
Yeah, so I'll just do Toilet Atma and the dragon.
Now we call toilet Atma because you find him in a toilet.
Yep.
Yep. Point that out when we get there.
So not the most flattering of nicknames.
Yeah. Another thing to keep in mind as we progress through this final dungeon here is that, as Seto mentioned before, sometimes there's like endgame bosses that we want to see. Yeah, good boss battle there.
Good job.
Got him. Another Illumina.
All right, sorry, wrong one on.
Oh, no, I can't do Toilet Atma. It's on the other path. It's on
Okay,
this path,
gotcha.
yeah.
It's on this path. All right. But where was I? I was talking about.
I don't know why. Actually, why am I doing this if I can't fight that?
Totally forgot where I was with that conversation.
It's okay. I got kind of turned around too, so it's not the most optimal route I've done.
All right, I got 2 checks I can do that I forgot.
Okay, then we get to show off the hint system.
Hey, yeah, we could do that.
I mean, because if something I can dip out for, I can go get it to unblock you.
Oh,
There are a number of things.
I was talking about the endgame bosses, right? So there's some that we like to see, and I cursed it. I'm sorry.
It's cool. We're
So
better than her. We'll do it.
what I was mentioning was that we saw Doomgaze already, but we haven't actually seen some of the scarier bosses, which are the statue bosses in the vanilla game: Goddess, Poltergeist, and Doom. And so I was going to mention the fact that we haven't seen those yet, and they're still out there. And here's one of them right here.
Hey, good roll by Setzer. So Setzer's jumping, but he has the fixed dice attached to him. So that means that he is he's doing 50% more damage, but that damage is still random. It's still the dice roll. So that 9999 was a very good roll.
Nice battle there. Good job. It's also a bonus because it cuts down a little bit on the animation time.
Yeah.
You still have to wait for him to jump, but that damage comes out right away.
I'm glad I did that with the full party, though. So that's good.
Yeah.
In fact, we're going to marathon safety this, and I'm just going to go all the way up with
Sounds good.
the main party.
Is there time for a quick donation?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. A Blue Mage has donated $10 with the message, "Good and Evil, the War Eternal." That was put toward Final Fantasy VI in game audio, meaning that is now ahead by $25.
Hey,
There's another one of the dinosaurs.
it's also vanilla, too.
So again, it's called the gold dragon there, but that's definitely a dinosaur.
Let's think for a second. What dinosaurs are dragons? This one, Dirt Dragon, and
Dirt and
Ice. Yeah. Well, and Skull Dragon also isn't really a dragon. It's just
a skeleton.
It's just a skeleton.
Yeah.
So only half the dragons are real dragons.
That's right.
Well,
I will say
yeah,
that the skull dragon does look like a dragon skeleton. So
that might be important.
Could be.
Yeah. So 2 of Xeno's dungeons are blocked by
medallion.
medallions, and the medallions are random. So that medallion I gave him very well could be very useful or could not be useful. We'll know when he actually gets to check the dungeons.
All the places I'm checking can't be the lamp though. I am firmly out of logic at this point.
I am very curious to know where that lamp is, and AKA where did I mess up, because it's definitely on me.
Do you want another Illumina?
Another
Oh my God.
Illumina.
I can throw them, so that's something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be good, exactly.
Now that I messed that up.
Getting these switches out of the way.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have enough for the skip, I think. I don't actually remember what I put in for the skip.
Yeah, was there? We didn't talk about that. So,
Yeah.
when certain objectives are met, most Worlds Collide seeds will have a secondary objective to unlock what we call KT skip, which instead of having to go through all of these paths to get to those switches that you hit, you get to actually just land directly on the switches when you first drop in.
So this entire part I'm doing right now would all be skipped, but I am not close. It's 25 checks or 18 bosses, and I'm not close to either, so
Yeah, okay.
that can happen.
Just grabbing a few more potions.
Okay, thank God. Okay, so why NPC remove can remove that?
Interesting.
I did not know that. Because Y also switches party members, which is what I did.
Yeah.
There are a few dungeons that so apparently that counts as NPC. There are a few dungeons where you can soft lock yourself by like accidentally removing a door or something.
Yeah, that's right.
It gave me a mini heart attack for a minute.
Yeah. We don't want to drop a 4-ton weight on our other party member.
I'm thinking. I think I might be out of checks or out of things that I've thought of.
Did you check the magic mirror ledge by?
I did. That's
Worst.
also out of logic.
Well, everything you're doing now is out of
The whole
logic.
game's out of logic. There's just no lamp.
All right. Well, do we want to talk about the hint system then?
Yeah, maybe we should.
Yeah, because I'm gonna warp out in like a minute. So.
Okay. So there's a system in the game. You can go. You can describe it. Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
I'm going. I'm going.
So there's a system in Archipelago where you can hint for items, and it costs a number of hint points that's based on the number of checks that are within the game. I think we have ours set at 10%. So
Yeah.
my game has 216 checks. So every 21 checks I complete, I'm allowed to ask the game, where's this item? And this is a solution to a problem that can happen a lot if you are playing randomizers. For example, I know Hollow Knight, in the randomizer, you have the option to add extra progression items so that you never get stuck. You can add an extra fake dreamer item that counts as one of your 3 to finish the game. So that's kind of how it's handled when you're solo randomizer. But in Archipelago, there is no duplication of progression items. The hint system is supposed to be the solution to that. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to hint for my lamp, and we'll find out where it is. It'll probably be in my game awkwardly, which will be.
No, I guarantee it was in some stupid chest in my game that I forgot about. Goodbye.
Nice. So 2-part boss battle there on Seto's side.
Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, that's a pain. Okay, I'll go get it.
Oh.
So that was access at the beginning of the game, but it's a very slow check that I purposely skipped over because there's no other treasure there. Yeah, so.
And that's a new check too.
Well, it's
Well,
a year old at this point.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got one of these situations again where I'm just gonna restart the emulator. Should never have made one this one.
So yeah, as you see there in the chat there, it's going away now, but the lamp is at Moogle Defense in Narsh, which was available from the very start, as Mog was one of our starting characters.
Yeah, so they'll take about a minute and a half or so.
Yeah.
I maybe can show off the skip in there. I've only done it a handful of times though, so we'll see if I can do it.
We'll keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should probably like teach magic to people. I think like one person has cure on them. Let's see if I can fix that.
Doing a bit of a challenge thing here. Hope I go through.
You don't need a cure if you kill them before they can kill you.
That's true.
Do you have cure? Oops.
Alrighty.
Oh, I need it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you
I do not know why the FPS counter is on. I do not know. Maybe we got a hotkey for that.
For what?
DPS counter.
FPS scanner.
FPS counter.
It's one of the F buttons. I don't remember which one.
Well, I didn't press any of those. I think we're just gonna have it.
Okay.
That's what we have now.
That's weird. I thought I had cure 3 somewhere. Maybe it was life 3 I had.
Yeah, life 3's there.
Yeah, well, we'll make do. Okay.
Do I have a lamp?
What?
Oh no, I will have a lamp.
Yeah, I'm working on
you'll
it.
have
Very
it
soon.
You'll have it soon. Yeah.
So needy.
What do I need a lamp for now?
What do you need lamp for?
Well, I'm working on it. You're gonna get it in a second, so you better use it. You can do Aghanim.
I could do Aghanim. I will do Aghanim, actually. That's a great idea.
You can't get into Misery or Turtle Rock. You can finish Palace of Darkness. No, you did that already. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just chillaxing.
Did you get the 2 chests in Palace of Darkness that are in the dark room?
No, I didn't get those 3.
Yeah.
I can go back there.
Yeah, you can go. You get that. Yeah. Well,
I got the 2 at the bottom.
you got
I
to
didn't
the bottom.
get the 3
Okay.
at the other
Yeah,
side.
you get the 3 on the other side. Okay.
All right, so this is one of those moments in the game in Final Fantasy VI where it's kind of like a tower defense, as you can position 3 different Moogle parties.
So I
map to
slowly wait.
event. But Seto's going to show off a little bit of a skip you can do.
Maybe. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, nice. There it is.
No fights.
So the same happens in Kefka and Norsh. It's another one of those tower defense moments in the game. You can actually position your characters so that you can skip through and not actually activate any of those fights. You can head straight to the boss.
Do we have time for a quick donation?
Absolutely.
All right. Retio Santi gives $10, saying, "Keep the bad menu." And that went towards Link to the Past game audio, which is now only $15 behind.
Good fight there. Nice. Inferno is typically found in that final dungeon.
Yes. So that's another late game fight. Though one of the easier late game fights.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was gonna say, isn't a lamp gonna appear just in time for me to use it?
Should have. I don't know why it didn't. Hold on.
Yeah, it's not showing up.
Maybe it shows up after the fight, or maybe you just don't get a lamp today. Where are we?
Yeah, maybe it shows up after this here.
Gold.
There we go.
There it is.
There we
Yep.
are.
And I can warp out if I go this way, I think. Oh, just in time. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was just about to go in this room.
And you saw there that Seto also got that notification that Final Kefka is unlocked.
So I can now go actually beat the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright. So, I'm trying to think for a second. I want to do
You got a Minerva.
1 and 2. Actually, the Minerva could be good. I want to do parties 1 and 2, I think, right?
Yeah. You did 3, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Alright, so with the final dungeon, one of the issues is that when we're speedrunning it, we normally don't dip in and out like I just did. So what we try to do is we try to balance our parties. But party 3 will fight 3 bosses, which we did with our full strength party, and the parties 1 and 2 will fight 1 boss each. So I just need to balance my party to make sure that they can handle any possible, boss fight.
Yeah. And typically what we'll do in a speed run is that the party that we've been using for the majority of the run, we'll make sure that at least 1 or 2 of them is in each party as we move through those different paths. While the others are kind of like cannon fodder.
Yeah.
Hopefully drawing the attacks of those bosses.
Drawing attacks, using items, weight tricking. They are useful even if they're all level 3.
Yeah, correct. Making sure we got Moogle charms equipped. And it's for moments like this where we do split our party into 2 or 3 parties that we start off with 3 Moogle charms in our inventory, so that when we do have instances like this with multiple parties, each party can have a Moogle charm equipped, and therefore eliminating the random encounters.
Yeah, I think we didn't really talk about that much at the beginning, but the Worlds Collide was made to be more speedrun focused. So because of that, so we start with 3 Moogle charms. We get to decide when and where we do or do not take random battles.
Yeah.
So like at the very beginning, I had removed my Moogle charm to do some fights and in the first few minutes because I wanted to take battles for experience. But because of that, in case you're wondering why has there not been any random battles in our JRPG, that is the reason why.
Do you want dragon boots?
No.
Oh, you're not getting them.
Okay.
I need a master sword to get that checked.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Actually, I think I could use them if you don't mind.
One of the frog swords. We good to go. don't know.
What level sword do you have right now?
1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, level 1
I've been
sword.
on baby mode. Let's see. I checked bumper gift. I did not do this yet.
All right. Well, this is going to be about 3 or 4 minutes of walking on my part, so if there's any donations, this is a great time for them.
All right. We have a $10 donation from Juniper with auto comment.
Let's see here.
$10 from the D-pad with no comment. And a $50 anonymous donation with no comment. Thanks so much to all of you.
Nice.
Fun fact, that chest stops, like, gleaming every even time you go to Kefka Sour. But every odd time it shines, and every even time it doesn't.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Which is that's not something you'd normally notice because you're only going to go there that like one time possibly.
When I was new, I got kind of screwed over one time because I did have the warp out, and I didn't hit that, and I got to the end, and I had to, like, send someone back to
Oh
go
my
hit the
gosh.
switch.
Yep. All right.
So I had to hit Y and not push into it is the trick to not make the...
To not make the,
Yeah.
the 4-ton disappear.
I never knew that.
I like how Mog is strong enough to push something that's 4 tons.
No, the best is when Realm can sit there and
true.
push it. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, well, she's going to do it in a second.
There you go. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, this, what, is she 9 or 11? I forget how old
I
she's.
think she's. That's
Well,
a good question, actually.
This 9-pound girl just pushed a 4-ton weight, you know, so
Yeah.
hashtag goals. Alright, so we're coming up on the last 2 bosses here before we can start the final boss fight. Hopefully, even with our party split like this, it'll be quick fights
Yeah.
unless it's something horrible like a Magic Master or something
Right.
like that.
That's
yeah.
right. That one is another scary one. There's a handful. Besides those late game bosses, there's a couple of other bosses that are the ones that we're scared to see. So hopefully we won't see those tonight.
I don't even know what I'm going to put here. Yeah, we're probably fine. Screw it.
Because we are at that point now where if Seto finishes, he can release all the items, and then Xeno will have an easier time. Let's see here. Tunnel armor.
It's probably the easiest boss in the game, so
Yeah,
that's
it's a real
good.
good one to see.
Yeah.
And
Look at
just like that. Yeah. Yay, good job.
One thing we should mention too is that there's some quality of life improvements we added to Worlds Collide. One of them is reduced flashes. So if you played the vanilla game, you might remember the boss fights being this huge crack of lightning. We removed that just for epileptic reasons
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
But then you have Demon Chocobo.
Indeed.
Now we also got
This was what the people wanted today.
yeah. We also one of those other quality of life changes is actually reducing the amount of like blur and fuzz when you're poisoned, which is another big one for people that really harsh on the eyes and makes you nauseous.
Okay. I think they're set up for the final battle now, so let's do one last fight.
Yeah, one more fight here before the final boss, Seto's side. Xeno, how you feeling over there on your side?
I could use some swords.
Give me like 10 minutes.
Dolahan, okay.
He has a lot of HP, but he's not really scary,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, more of a time sink than an actual scary boss.
Edgar's gonna take a little bit of a nap. Sweep the fire, though.
Oh, that's good damage.
That's not.
That's yeah, that wasn't. Unfortunately, the dice didn't roll in our favor that time.
So I found out that the fixed dice are fixed, but they're actually fixed against you.
Yeah,
If they were real dice, they would actually do more damage on average than they actually do.
that's true. All right, another boss battle down.
right, last stretch. Let's see how I screw it up.
You got
About to hear one of the best songs in video game music history coming up. I may be a little biased, but it's a good one.
It's I think it's very impressive that they managed to do that on the Super Nintendo sound chip.
Oh yeah.
All right. Not you.
In some of the promo stuff we've been doing for Warring Triads, I've been listening to orchestral versions of it, which is pretty good. But I still really like just the original SNES version.
I have no idea what relics I have because I've purposely been avoiding the menu because it hurts my eyes a lot.
Yeah.
Alright, we went Fenrir on you, and then it doesn't really matter. Someone has instant death. We'll put Unicorn because Unicorn's always useful.
Yeah. So Seto's setting up his party here. He just mentioned that he wants to have somebody with some sort of instant death spell. In the final boss, there are actually multiple sections of the final boss that are susceptible to instant death magics and weapons. So making sure that that's a utility spell that he has available is going to be important. And then, Seto, if you want, as the Espers become relevant, you can explain how they're going to be helpful in this instance.
Well, the only Espers are going to be either Fenrir or Golem,
right?
Because unfortunately I don't have Mute, but I do have instant death.
Yeah. So Seto wants to make sure he has instant death, as I mentioned, for some of those portions of the final boss that are susceptible to it. Mute, if it was available, is something he would love to have. In Tier 2 of the final boss, the one that uses magic is actually susceptible to Mute. So that makes the second tier much easier if that was available. In that case, he could either have the magic spell, or if he had access to the Siren Esper, that'd be really helpful as well. But he is happy to have Golem and Fenrir because in two instances, right, they're going to be... Golem is probably the better of the two, I would say.
Yes. Oh, you have haste too. Quick. Nice. I did teach you quick, okay.
I'll go more into it as he gets there. We'll let him focus.
There we go. Okay, so I knew someone had X Zone. So one thing to point out here is that when someone dies, they're still going to stay on screen. So if you notice, there's only two misses. The long arm there, I'm pointing at the screen like you can see what I'm doing.
the one that's closer to the viewer.
That was susceptible to instant death, and Excellent killed it. So we have one less thing now.
Yeah.
And now I am attacking the head because if I kill the arm first and then kill the head will finish off by using Quake, which will do a lot of damage. So we want to make sure the head does not die. Last. Yeah. Oh, that's actually not good.
Oh, yikes.
Well, we haven't done anything to the arm, so we're fine. I just want to make sure. So if someone dies or is petrified and we finish the fight, they will not move on to the next tier. So I want to make sure we healed her up before we moved on. And I'm actually not going to jump with Sensor for that reason, so I don't screw up any timing that might happen.
Got a bit of donation time?
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
All right. Grufka donates $10 without a comment, and Retio Santi donates $16 without a comment. Those went different directions on the game audio bid war, meaning that Final Fantasy VI is still ahead in that, but only by $9.
All right, so moving on to Tier 2 of Final Kefka here. So now there are actually, it's 5 different entities, shall we say, that are going to be fighting us. We've got the tiger head that's on the bottom right. We've got the blue guy sitting on top of him. We've got the guy sort of leaning his head down directly in front. The guy on the far left with the ponytail, and then there's the girl in the middle.
So we already killed the one in the middle with X Zone, so we got lucky with that kill, which is fortunate. And then we just killed Tiger too. So actually,
Nice.
we're just destroying these guys,
Yeah, that's great.
which is great. That's what you want to see.
So we killed Girl, we killed the Tiger, and then we've still got those 3 separate gentlemen that we're going for. And these are each one of them has a specific set of attacks that they're going to use. One of them is magic, one of them is tools, and they're actually named
What am I doing?
for what they're using as well. But yeah, as we pointed out, we're able to take out one of them with instant death magic. If you're able to mute magic, you can then prevent magic from casting anything that will be super detrimental to you.
It's not ideal. Hold on. I want to pop one of these on Realm anyway. Oh, wait, okay. Only one person got actually poisoned.
Yeah, actually poisoned, yeah.
Yeah, let's get... So I'm worried that results after a white wind of him dying, so let's
Yeah.
get him unpoisoned.
Yeah, and Mog is our Illumina user as well, so
Yes, but he's the most important member of the party right now.
that's right.
You are less important. Is that it? 'Cause I think, is this his death kill? Yeah, alright.
Yep.
It's one of the quickest tier 2s I've ever
That was,
ever
yeah,
had,
that was
yeah.
a really nice tier 2. That's a bit of a scarier one.
Yes.
A lot of things can go wrong in tier 2, yeah, well done. Tier 1, like once you do get to Final Kefka, tier 1, any part of Final Kefka is a little scary, but tier 2 and tier 3 are especially make or break moments.
Do you want to explain how tier 3 works, why I just go through this?
Yeah, so tier 3, now we're moving on. We've got Girl and Sleep, right? Sleep is the guy sleeping in front, Girl is above him. We try to go for Girl first and get her out of the way as quickly as possible because she will actually heal Sleep. So we try to get her out of the way as much as possible. However, she absorbs almost every type of element available. So we have to have good physical damage or a non-elemental magic attack. But she's already down, and we are focusing now on getting Sleep out. But this is where we're going to have Golem come out. Because Sleep, when you do defeat Sleep, will counter, sort of death counter, with an attack called Calmness. And Calmness will lower everybody's health down to 1. So here comes Calmness, but Golem is able to block that. Golem, as an Esper, will block, because it's physical damage.
Yes.
Right?
Calmness is a physical attack, so it'll block all physical
Yeah, so
damage.
it'll block all physical damage, and because Calmness is physical damage, Golem blocks for the amount of like total HP in the party, right? Something like that.
Yeah, and so it's very possible. Calmness will be cast once when he dies, and it can be cast a second time. So you could walk into Kefka with 2 of your party members dead.
Yeah.
So we're planning the entire seed. We're planning around getting something to deal with that problem.
Yeah, because I misspoke. It's like an instant death versus what we have here. Now we have Kefka.
Feel the power of the chocobo, Kefka.
I have a few donations if there's time.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay. Retisati donated $10 saying, change that audio. Balthazar then donated $10 saying, someone cutting off Dancing Man? Not on my watch. So that flipped the audio and then flipped it back. Then Spirit Bear donated $120 saying, I guess you can have a normal menu and Zelda audio. And that did cause Demon Chocobo was a mistake to be met, so we can get rid of those colors.
We're gonna wait a second. There it goes. All right.
And then there was an anonymous donation of $15 saying, don't you dare take away Kefka Boss music, I will commit a felony. But that was not enough to flip game audio back. And Link to the Past is ahead in that by $96.
Time's gonna come up in a few seconds.
Yeah, we're about to be finished here with, there it is.
There we go.
At the cracked pow.
GG.
That was a good Final Kefka.
I won.
Oh, yeah, okay. Waiting for a couple of flippers over here.
Yeah, so we need to wait for Kefka to actually finish his very slow death because he's very dramatic, and then I can release all the items to Xeno here.
Yeah. That was a really good final Kefka.
Yeah.
Yeah, nicely done.
Yeah, there's a lot of intricacies to that fight that we didn't go over because it kind of went too fast.
So fast. Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of HP counting for both tiers 3 and tier 4. I'm counting how much HP they have because there's certain attacks that trigger they have to deal with.
Yeah. And that's what makes those ones also a little bit scary. But if you're counting and you're paying attention, it actually eliminates them, which is why we mentioned that tier 2 and tier 3 are a little bit scarier because of just the how random it could be. Right? There it is. Okay, now it's possible to release items. So Seto's going to be doing that. But with those with Final Kefka, yeah. So there it is. Now we just get to watch all the items pour in. Yeah.
The suspense is killing me. Do I get flippers or do I have to go somewhere else first?
Oh, that's good. Yeah. So, hope everyone likes this. You're gonna hear this for about 5 more minutes.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? Like as Xeno mentioned, the suspense is still there because these items that he's looking for could actually still be in his game and not from Seto's game.
Red mail.
Red mail, nice.
There were those slippers, though.
Sword upgrade would be nice too.
I say you can for them if they don't show up here. I say you can for them if they don't show up here. So I say you can for the flippers and they don't show up in this.
Oh, I don't need to hit them. They're probably internal.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure we're rock anyways. Just go there first. Eventually, you know.
Yeah. So how are you doing? How's your game going?
Hey,
There you go.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, and the gloves.
And
There are gloves.
There we go. We're
Man,
on the game.
I had all the good stuff for you.
I got the ice round too, so I'm good.
Actually, that is go good then, right?
Yeah, we're going.
Well, depending on the medallions, unless you have all 3 medallions already.
The last medallion's on MAGFest, but I don't know if it's not the right one.
Okay.
So,
You got Tempered Sword.
all right.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, now we get to just instead of having to watch two separate games, now we can focus on one. A little easier for our eyes.
Yeah, and Link to the Past, now that he's in what's called Go mode, where he has every item he needs to beat the
I
game.
have the hook shot.
Oh, you don't? No, you did. You got it.
Oh, I got
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I did get the hook
That
shot.
changes how he does dungeons, because he doesn't have to explore anything optional in this dungeon. You don't even need the big key. You can just go straight to the boss, which makes things a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
So we will get to see a diver down, but only one instead of 2. It's a glitch that I'll show in just a moment. Candace Maria has a lot of weird interactions with walls in this game, so you can kind of go through them a lot of the time. So we'll see that in just a second here.
I'm excited for you to show Diver Down, because it's a glitch that I've only started practicing recently.
I'll have a big key.
Well, you don't need it.
I need a big key. Alright, so what we're doing here is, normally you have to remove the water from this room before you can go into it, but with the Candace Mario we can get a water walking glitch that kind of lets us not do that. So I'm just going to hop out and mess it up a little bit. And swoop and
There you go.
Nice.
Awesome.
grab these two just as swag.
Very good.
Yeah, the Candace Maria is weird. It kind of, there's a lot of glitches that are involved with it. There's something about it that it causes a lot of weird clippings. If you know how to use it in certain places, you can skip through barriers you're not supposed to skip through or walk on water and kind of break the game open. So when doing a randomizer speedrun, you kind of hope you get it early Mostly because dungeons like this in the Ice Palace can be done a lot quicker if you have some room.
That is correct. Now we're gonna fight Argus, and then we go to Turtle Rock, and we're good to go.
Sweet.
Making it look a lot harder than it actually is.
Got the suspense.
What are these things you're grabbing from him? I never, like, as a kid, I never knew what they were. They just like marshmallows that are circling around them.
Kind of remind me of Rough Puffs, Paper Mario.
I guess so, yeah. There you go. What did you get me?
Alexander. Nice.
It's a nice item.
Yeah.
Should use it on Palm Awesome.
I'll reload it back up.
All right.
Okay. 1 to go. Take the last bottle.
Don't you have enough?
Green potion. Delightful.
So I think you've done everything except for what, level 4 sword and medallion, right?
Yeah, we'll see if it is required.
Mind if I read a couple more donations?
Yeah.
All right. $25 from Gandalf the Grey without a comment. And $10 from setokiaba saying, "Good luck, Xeno. P.S. I won the race."
Well, okay then. See how it is.
Oh, I didn't realize her sprite changes colors as you get other males.
That
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
I know the Mog sprite, it changes his nose color, which is cute, but also makes it really hard to tell what male you actually have.
Yeah.
By the way, that caused Link to the Past audio to only be ahead by $71 now.
Oh, that's a
Another little glitch there, huh?
quick little glitch there. If you're pushing a block, it kind of is a sprite instead of an object. And if you press a bunch of buttons, it just makes it disappear sometimes.
So you can use the magic mirror or the hook shot to skip through it, or in magic mirror's case, just make it go away.
Wow, yeah.
I didn't really need to grab those, but habits are hard to break.
Yeah.
Yeah, muscle memory kicks in.
Also needed to move the turtle rocket anyway. Okay. So we go into the last dungeon here, and I think what we need is, what, 2 keys and,
Okay, you're good. 3 keys. Yes, 3 keys.
some keys and a big key.
Nice.
So Turok is the last dungeon in vanilla besides Ganon's Tower. So it is the longest dungeon, I think. Maybe Myers a little bit longer, but so it's a little more lengthier. But it's rather linear overall too, so we should be able to get through this in a few minutes.
Yeah, so that symbol on top of it is called a pendant or medallion. A lot of people call it a lot of different things. I don't know what the correct terminology is, but you have to have the correct one of the 3. I'll show you real quick. There are 2 in my inventory, so I had a 2/3 chance of not having a problem. And fortunately, there was not a problem.
Yeah.
But we did actually know from an in-game hint where the last one was in case we needed it.
Alright, that's good.
Yeah, that's a nice little, another quality of life thing that has changed, right? Is when you read those triangle walls, that middle game normally are just like a message from Java Sala. It's an in-game hint, so it's not one of the ones that we have to like use those hit points for. It's just an in-game hint that is available to Xeno, no matter what, regardless. So, nice little quality of life thing there, just for a couple of hits for some items.
I think I've still got time.
I think So yeah, you're good. Okay. Those fires will go out after a little bit, and the door will close again. So
That's unfortunate.
yeah, we'll just shut the glitch off.
I'm the controller.
Xeno was gonna go for a glitch there. Didn't quite work out. It's all right.
Yeah,
Okay, so we have a key to get out of this starting room now, and we have the big key, so I think we are pretty well set, right?
yeah, you need to find 2 more keys. There's just 4 small keys, and you need 3 to finish out the dungeon. Or,
One right here, guaranteed.
sorry, I meant 3 small keys that are randomized, not enemy
Well,
drops.
there has to be one in the next room as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that'll be number 2.
Yep.
Yes, those are chain chomps from Mario for some reason in this game.
I have a donation if there's time. All right. There's a $10 donation from number 1 healer who says, "Don't worry, I have clemency."
Jokes for 8 people.
I'm just gonna steal this key and then leave. So, normally you can open this chest by using the key you get from this pokey inside this room, but it actually reduces the number of keys you need by 1 if you just take the key and leave.
And the only thing he needs is a small key, so why would he waste a small key on the chance to get another small key?
Yeah.
So you're skipping the big chest though, right?
I should be able to, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the big chest. Unless I'm unlucky.
Well, that's what I was gonna get into. Let's not think about that. Just, we're gonna get the first try.
Future problem.
The big chest is out of the way, and it could potentially have the small key, but we're kind of gambling that that's not the case.
Okay, so we're just a few rooms away from the end here. Actually, do anything with that. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna grab a magic refill here just to have it.
Okay.
We do need one more key. We have 4 chests to get it out of.
We did skip a chest in the previous room. So hopefully.
Skip to the big chest.
Alright.
It could be the only remaining key, I think. Maybe not, though.
So he's bombing this because it's going to give an exit to outside. This way, each of these chests are guarded by some lasers. You're supposed to have the mirror shield to get through. This way, he can kind of damage through it, and if it kills him, he's just going to respawn at the dungeon entrance. So it's just a nice, safe strategy.
About as hard as it is.
There we go.
Nice.
All right, good.
There we go.
I'm just gonna go ahead and retain these last 2 to make it a little faster. Like I said, a little faster. Okay. So we are good.
Yep. Okay, so the boss coming up, I forget what his name is, but he's a
Trinex.
Trinex, yeah.
Yes.
He's a 2-headed dragon with a ice head and a fire head. So he wants to use the ice rod on the fire head and hit him with his sword a few times until it dies, and he's doing the opposite with the other one. And that's a great move on Xeno's part because while he's exploding, you can't open up your item menu. So Xeno, knowing that before he landed the killing blow on the firehead, he went to the menu, swapped in to the fire rod, and so he can save a bit more time attacking this guy. There you go. And this will enter phase 2 of the fight, which is pretty self-explanatory. He's going to snake around, and Xeno's going to hit him with the sword till he stops living. There we go.
There we go. Nice.
So, I don't think the first Ganon is silverless.
Unless you want to go get you want to go get potions.
There's a reason, but I can't think of what it was. Maybe there's not a good reason.
Okay. So normally in the Link to the Past Randomizer and the vanilla game, once you get all 7 crystals, you go to Ganon's Tower, which is a very long dungeon. And typically the way it works in the Randomizer is the dungeon's in 2 parts. There's the basement area and then the tower itself. And the basement area is a big maze with 26 chests, and you need to find the big key amongst those 26 chests to unlock the tower part. And then once you do, the tower part is just a linear gauntlet of enemies that you go through, and at the top you fight Agnum, and then that unlocks the Ganon fight. We, for speed reasons, removed that from this game in particular because Ganon's Tower is like 15 minutes of this exact same fights over and over again, and it feels a little bit more like an unneeded victory lap. So we removed that so Justin can just go straight to Ganon, which he's going to do right now, and just fight him. And you're going to do Silverless on this attempt, right?
Yeah, sure. We'll just do some of this right now.
Okay.
I don't have half magic, which was the concern, but it's probably fine.
So you're gonna go for it right now?
Yeah, we'll go for it right now.
Yeah, all right.
So, we met the incentive before the race began, but Xeno's going to show off the silverless Ganon right now.
Yeah, so the first phase of Ganon is pretty straightforward. He's going to throw his trident around, and Xeno needs to damage him. And then after a little bit, he will start making flames, which is, I think, about now. And then after this, he'll start teleporting around and ground pounding in order to knock off the tiles on the outer edge. And I think that's happening now. Yeah. So now that these tiles are starting to get knocked off, if for some reason Xeno gets knocked into the tiles, he falls below and has to redo the entire fight. And then after this part, he's going to enter a second phase. So the first thing he will do is he'll try to put out the lanterns, and when the lanterns are out, you can't see Ganon. So Xeno will have to relight the lanterns over and over. And he just did a really great trick where when the first lantern goes out, if you immediately relight it, the second lantern will never go out for the rest of the fight. So all he has to do is relight only the left lantern, which makes his life easier. During this part, normally he would hit Ganon with his sword and then shoot him with silver arrows. But the silver strategy, which sometimes happens in Randomizer if you don't find silver arrows, involves having to spin attack right when Ganon teleports at the end. You have a few frames which you can hit him. He needs to do this 12 times in a row in order to beat Ganon without silver arrows. It is obviously a lot harder than just shooting him 4 times with arrows, because it's a very tight window, but he is doing an excellent job so far at it. Yeah. Nope. Too early. Yeah, that's too early. That's what happens if you hit him poorly. There you go.
Nice.
Just gonna grab one of these real quick.
Yep. To it, dodge the flame, and spin attack. I don't think he has too much more left.
About 2 hits, maybe?
Yeah, I wasn't counting. And there we go. And that's game.
There we go.
And Thanks, Mom, for donating to that incentive to make Justin do that.
Yeah, basically the moment it was available.
Yeah, so
And now you got Locke for your Final Cut Fit.
yeah, so that was it got locked finally.
There you go.
So yeah, that was the Link to the Past, Final Fantasy VI Archipelago. Like we said before, Archipelago can be 2 games, it can be a dozen games with all the items randomized between them. So you can check it out at archipelago.gg. You can check out Final Fantasy VI at ff6worldscollide.com. And then I guess a few shout outs. First is to Ravlin, who was originally supposed to do this run, but there was an unfortunate family emergency, and Zeno here was nice enough to swap in to do A Link to the Past so that we can continue doing this for you guys. So round of applause for Zeno for coming last minute. Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me. I got upgraded from the bench to I'm here now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I'm glad we got to do this, and I'm glad we got to kind of show off for you the glory of Archipelago, the ability to get stuck, the ability to get unstuck, and all that kind of stuff. So, for my shout-outs, I just want to say thank you for everybody who came in and is watching us in person. A lot of friends here today, and everybody who's watching online as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else? All right, I think we're all good.
GG.
Thank you. DJ?